Ron back today with Ron's, GoPro channel here, where I cover all things GoPro. It's part of my, I do drones, GoPros, 360 cameras, iPhones, anything that can take a pretty picture. And today I'm here to talk about the GoPro. Now this is the GoPro Hero 9, but just today, September 16th, 2021, GoPro released the long-awaited Hero 10, the upgrade from the Hero 9. I say long-awaited. They release a new action camera almost every year at the same time, mid to late September. This is kind of an annual tradition at this point. So, I mean, they kind of kept a tight lid on the Hero 10 rumors until just in the past week, and things really started to pop out about it. And there's a couple of videos out on YouTube where people had, not only pictures of the GoPro Hero 10, but also the box, and a lot of the specs were revealed, and I think almost all the specs that we heard about turned out to be true. So I'm not going to go on and on in this video, because if you've interested in GoPros at all, or the Hero 10, you've already probably read these specs. Again, they all turned out to be true. There were only a few things that came out today that we did not know a few days ago. So let's get to some of the obvious things here first. On the Hero 10, the branding, the GoPro branding is now in a blue color instead of a white color. So that's the first time they've used the blue color. But the good news is that they kept the same exact body style and lens, and the batteries are exactly the same. So what that means is if you upgrade from the Hero 9 to the Hero 10, you will not have to rebuy all your accessories over again. You'll be able to use your current batteries. You'll be able to use such a thing like if you have the media mod, for the 9, you'll be able to use it on the 10. If you have like the max lens mod, I think maximum lens mod, where they call that, it'll fit this too. Now it won't work right away. They still have to come out with a firmware update that will allow the max lens mod to work with the Hero 10. But that's coming soon at a YouTube channel near you, a GoPro channel near you. But it will work eventually. So that's the best news of all. You don't have to rebuy all your accessories if you upgrade from the 9 to the 10. So get that right out of the way. And another thing, we'll just get out of the way right up front here. Pricing. Okay, they're playing the same game they did last year with the whole subscription thing. Okay, the real price is $499 for the Hero 10, but if you buy it directly from GoPro on their website, you can get it for $399. They're going to give you a if you get their GoPro subscription plan, which is $50 a year. So they really have it priced out like they're $349 plus the $50 for the subscription plan brings it to $399. So basically, I think that's like, is that the same price as last year? I think it may be the same price as last year, or was last year $349 with the subscription? Not sure, but anyhow, the important thing is it's $399 now with a subscription. But now, if you go out, this is still early days. This is the day it's released. If you go out to such sites as Best Buy, Adorama, whatever, all those sites, they only have it for $499. They don't mention anything about subscription plan or getting it any lower. So the only place you can get that $399 price as of today, since September 16th, seems to be GoPro.com. So, and I know a lot of people are going to say, well, I don't like subscriptions, blah, blah, blah. But, really, you're getting a subscription for free, really, because you're getting $100 off the price. The subscriptions only cost you $50. Anyhow, it's all confusing. But the only key thing with these subscriptions is, make sure you put it on your calendar, or on your phone's calendar, or your computer's calendar, that a year from the day you buy it, you want to cancel that subscription, so they don't charge you another $50 for the next year. The same kind of, I'll call it gimmick that all these subscription things have. They hope that you don't cancel the day you cancel, and you automatically get re-upped again. So anyhow, let's not go. I think I've made that clear, as clear as I can, since the whole subscription thing's not very clear. But anyhow, go over to the website and check it out. Now we're going to run down some of the features here. I'm not going to talk about everything because some things did change or whatever, so we're not going to get into a whole lot of it. It's the same as last year. We're going to highlight some key changes from the Hero 9 to the Hero 10. Then we'll talk about whether maybe should you upgrade, should you not upgrade. So okay, let's run down some things. I'm going to refer to the website over here, so I don't get my information wrong here. I stay on point. So the first thing, and one of the big features, in my opinion, that I would upgrade is it has the all-new GP2 processor, and I assume GP stands for GoPro. So they've had the same GP1 processor for several cameras now. I think at least the 7, 8, 9 or whatever, maybe even before. So especially when you got to the 9, things like the touchscreen really were slow. Now they've done some firmware upgrades to improve it since it was first released, but it's still kind of slow to the touch. And just overall, it seems like you're using like an older, slower computer. Stuff just doesn't react quick enough. Menus, everything like that. So this GP2 promises to alleviate all the slowdown problems, especially with the touchscreen, and it just functions in general. And of course, we get all the we still have the 5K, 5.3K, but they've upped the frame rates all across the whole line. So last year was the year they introduced 5.3K. You could do it up to 30 frames per second. Now you can do that 60 frames per second. Last year you could do 4K 30. Now you can do 4K 120. I think last year you could only do 2.7 at 120 frames per second. Now you can do 240. So they kind of upped the game along all the resolutions versus frame rates. And now when you can do 23 megapixel photos. Last year I believe it was only 20. So they upped that a little bit. But here's really a good thing, and I don't know if they mentioned this in the leaks. Okay, you could always do like a screen grab photo from your video before, but it was like in a low resolution, like a 12 to 14 megapixel. Now you can do the screen grab at 19.6 megapixels, so you can get a much better photo from the screen grab now than before. Now, that's kind of an important thing, really, because a lot of times if you're videoing, you riding a mountain bike down the side of a mountain or a snowboard or whatever, you just can't stop and sit there and take pictures or whatever. So screen grabs are your only pictures you're going to get. So I think that's an important thing. They promise low light performance improvement, which they always say that, but we'll see how good it is. They got a next generation hyper smooth 4.0 video stabilization. Now 3.0 when the Hero 9 was amazing, so I don't know how much room they have to go up on the stabilization, but more stables better, so we'll take it. And they're going to have increased 45% horizon leveling tilt limit, and even 4K 60 and 2.7 120 and 1080p 120. So what they mean by that is, like, say you're on a snowboard or skis and you start to go a little crooked down a mountain or whatever, it'll level the horizon out for you automatically in post. And I don't know what the degree angle was last year, but now 45, so you can go quite an angle and still have this thing leveled up for you. So that's good, especially for, again, people that are in a lot of situations where they can get on level real quick, like snowboarders and such, and many other situations that we could discuss. Okay, now one of the big things for the Hero 9, and I believe it was on the Hero 8, was this just the Hero 9, this front-facing camera, which it kind of took from the DJI Osmo 1, but in the first version of this, in 9, this is 9 right here, the frame rates weren't really smooth, and it just kind of lagged what you could see in the back screen. So they promised to have the higher frame rates, smoother live preview, with this new front. The front display here, so that's good. I mean, I wouldn't call it a killer before, but it's nicer that it's it's going to be almost as smooth as looking at the back screen at this point. So and they're going to have faster content transfer, and not only via Wi-Fi, but now they're going to allow you to plug in a let me show you the port here. This is how you open on the side here. Through your USB-C port there, they're going to allow you to plug a cable in and hook it up directly to a device such as an iPhone, Android phone, tablet, and move that data over, which will be even much faster than doing at the improved Wi-Fi transfer rate. So that's a real good thing if you're out in the field. I mean, if you're the type of person just shoots your video and come home and just take the memory card out, put it in your computer, that doesn't mean anything to you. But if you're somebody like that really tries to get some stuff done in the field, and you want to get that content transfer over to, like I said, a phone or a tablet quickly, it could be a really nice upgrade there. Let's see here. Oh, another thing too is they got a new protective lens cover with hydrophobic water shielding design. So they put some kind of coating on here, so when you're out in the rain, in a pool, in a river, you won't have those beads of water on your lens kind of ruin your picture. The water, the beads and stuff will be resistant to them. It'll run off. So that's a big deal if you're around water a lot, and no matter how good the camera is, no matter how water resistant the camera is, it's no good to you if you have water droplets all over your lens ruining your shot. So that's another big thing. But I've also heard that it has nothing to do with the GoPro. It's just the removable lens here. So in theory, you could just buy the lens as a replacement from GoPro, put in your Hero 9, which is the same size, and should work there too. So and they advertise Time Warp 3.0 featuring real speed and half speed. Some of these things they had before. They've had live streaming. You could use it as a webcam. This all kind of worked good for the Hero 9. So I'm looking through a lot of these features here that were just basically the same thing on the Hero 9. So I'm not going to go just read you things that have stayed the same. So I've already mentioned that it 10 is compatible with things like the Media Mod, Max Lens Mod, the Light Mod, which I don't have here, but the Light Mod is just a stick on light on a cold shoe. So of course that's compatible. So okay, I've hit some of the high points. Go over to GoPro.com if you want to check the specs out more in depth, or if you're not a Hero 9 owner, you didn't know some of this stuff. But I don't want to turn this into a super long video here. I just wanted to highlight some of the changes and upgrades, and not concentrate on the things that stayed the same from the 9 to the 10. But okay, let's get to the meat of the subject here. Should you upgrade from your current Hero or the Osmo Action or any other action camera? Okay, here's my thoughts based on not having the product, just looking at specs and watch. I watched DC Rainmaker's excellent video. DC Rainmaker's a big YouTuber. He dropped this video today. Go over, check it out. He's had the camera for about a month, so he's really put us through his paces. But yeah, should you upgrade? Just on the little I know about it now. If you have a Hero 8 or a Hero 9, it's probably not a must upgrade. It's just basically, it has some nice things, but it's basically an incremental upgrade from the Hero 9. And the Hero 9 was just an incremental upgrade from the 8. The big thing from the 9 to the 8 was getting the screen on the front here. So okay, if you have a 9 now, upgrading it, if you need to have the latest and greatest, or you need to have I don't know, a little more resolution or something, you need better frame rates, yes. But for most people, it's really not a must-have upgrade at all. If you have the 8 and you want an upgrade anyways because you didn't have that front-facing screen or whatever, that could warrant the jump or whatever. If you have a Hero 7, it's probably even more of a reason to upgrade there, because now you're talking at 3 generations ago at this point. If you have any of the older Heroes from the 6 on down, yeah, it probably is a must upgrade then, because you don't have the hyper smooth stabilization all on those older GoPros. Now, if you have the Osmo Action, should you upgrade? Well, I've never owned the Action, so I have a lot of experience with it. I know it introduced again that front screen, which is important to many people. And as far as I know, it still works great. If you don't need all these super high resolutions and frame rates, you could probably just stick with that too. Again, this isn't one of those earth-shattering devices like the iPhone 1 or whatever, where it just came in and was kind of took over. This is an incremental upgrade. It looks like a solid upgrade from DC Rainmaker's video. It looks like the performance it has been enhanced on it. Am I going to upgrade? I'm thinking about it. I mean, I really do like the idea of getting that GP2 chip. I mean, I have to admit the slowness of this is real. I mean, it has improved especially as far as the touchscreen on the back, but it's still kind of a laggy device when you're trying to change settings on the fly. I'm really thinking about upgrade. I'm not 100% sure yet, but I think I'm going to go there. It's always nice to see GoPro, come out with a new Hero, even if it's just kind of incremental upgrades. This seems like it's going to be a solid camera. I know back to the GP2, a lot of people complaining about freezing and crashings on the Hero 9. Hopefully this GP2 chip in this here can eliminate some of those problems that people have before. You see a lot of negativity, against people that have, that their Hero 9 about said crashes, freezes, so on, and slow touchscreens. To me, the GP2 chip is the reason to really to upgrade here. Everything else is just kind of an incremental upgrade from the 9, and I don't say that in a bad way at all. I mean, I think this is going to be a great camera. Peter McKinnon also has a video out on it. He doesn't go into as much, I don't know the specs and details as DC Rainmaker, but he's got his own style, and I think the title of his video is, why don't they charge us $70,000 for this camera? Because he says it does stuff that, 10 years ago you'd have to, have a $10,000 worth of professional equipment to do. So, and it's the truth in that. So, again, if you have any questions or comments about this video or anything I said in the video or the Hero 10 in general, leave them down below. Again, it's early days. This is the first day out. I'm still trying to, get more information myself and kind of figure out a buying decision. But I just wanted to get something out for people, who kind of new the action cameras. And I've got a lot of requests today. Are you going to get it? Should I upgrade or whatever? So I don't have a definitive answer. If you need a definitive answer, if you have a 9, don't upgrade unless you just want everything new. If you got an 8, it's maybe upgrade. If you got a 7, maybe you should upgrade, because you can usually flip these older GoPros. When I say older, just a couple years old, you can usually flip them and get some pretty good money for a used one. So, I mean, if you already have a Hero 9, and you sell it, the Hero 10 is really not costing you a whole much or whatever, because, you can still get, if you have a Hero 9, it's in good shape, you can still get a nice chunk of change for it already. So, that's the upgrade path is always a way to, selling your old gear to upgrade is always kind of a financially sound way to go, rather than just taking your old 9 and putting it on a shelf someplace saying, oh, it's my backup in case I break the 10. Well, it sits on the shelf for a couple of years, you never use it, and it's worth a lot less by that point. So, just flip this new gear right around. Just flip your current gear now for the new gear right now, and and save yourself some money. So I don't want to go on and on with this episode of the Daily GoPro Beat, but if you like what I'm doing here, let me know in the comments down below. Give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, hit the ring notification bell if you want to hear more content. Again, I'm not totally turned over the GoPros, but I want to do a little more GoPro stuff with this camera on this channel. I mean, I know a lot of people here for the drones, but I want to get a little more GoPro content because there's just not enough good drones coming out, on a constant basis to just do drones. I mean, how many test flights can I do with the DJI Mini 2? You know what I mean? It's just like once I just can't go out and test fly it every week. It doesn't need to be test flying every week. It's good. If you don't have a Mini 2, get one. You know what? You don't need to see me fly 20 more times or whatever. So with that being said, fly safe, film safe with the GoPro, get some great shots, and we will see you on the next episode.